I am Brooke Symes, team leader and broker with Grand Allure Home Group and RE/MAX of Grand Rapids. Welcome to home buying in West Michigan. And whether this is your first time home buying or not, congratulations on taking this step of the American dream in home ownership. Now let's get real estate smart. Now is the time to get real estate smart, and we can get you started with this consult where you educate yourself on the home buying process anytime, anywhere. This extensive guide includes video, a PDF guide, and infographics. So whatever your preferred learning style, we can review each step for thorough understanding. Our team at Grand Allure Home Group are here as your consultants, and we are industry professionals alongside you in this exciting journey. As part of that process, it's imperative that we educate you and prepare you for what to expect each step of the way. It's our desire to empower you with as much information as possible to make informed decisions, and we have your best interest at heart in doing so. We are all here to serve you, and you will hear from a few of us during the process as we work together to make sure that all steps are covered. There's never a home you can't see because we are too busy. We are here always to answer any and every question for you. Communication is key, and our team is here to be sure that you have all questions answered step by step throughout the process. We never leave your side. Now, speaking of step by step, here is our home buyer's guide introduction that walks you through the areas for potential negotiations and also the areas that there may be costs involved going through the home buying process. So the first step is to obtain financing. That is, if you are not going to pay for the home in cash. If you would like, we can connect you with some of our preferred lenders who will work to pre-approve you for a mortgage. You must have a pre-approval and/or proof of cash funds to make an offer on a home. Step 2 is the fun stuff. We get to look for a home. Once you have your pre-approval letter and/or proof of funds, we are ready to start looking at homes. Step 3 is making an offer. Now, different markets may vary, and so we ask that you rely on us for our professional advice and guidance in what to offer on a home, whether that be under list price, above list price, writing in for the seller to pay some of your closing costs, etc. We have options, and yet these details can be very specific to each house and can vary greatly. So stick by us and we'll guide you. Of course, we want you always to be comfortable, so we will provide you with any and all information regarding comparable home prices in the neighborhood, the offer price of the home, the terms and any areas for negotiation, etc. If and when we are in a market with multiple offers, we also have a large range of different homes that you can do to make your offer stand out, and we'll walk you through those, as again, they can be house specific. And if the home you're interested in does not have multiple offers, we will advise you of that as well and review comparable listings to see where there's room for potential negotiations and/or covering some of your closing costs and more, as I said a moment ago. As far as costs involved, you will write an earnest money deposit check, which go towards your funds at closing. And those are only due payable only if or when the offer is accepted. Step 4, once we get the offer accepted, the home goes pending or under contract, and then we can begin our inspections or due diligence period. Again, this is an area for potential negotiations. Costs are involved as the home buyer is responsible for paying for all inspections regarding the home. We'll work with you to cover what inspections may be necessary for the home you are purchasing, as they can vary from the basic home inspection, including pest and termite inspections, radon tests, and more. We will walk you through that, as well as provide you with our preferred inspectors as options to choose from if you don't already have someone. Step 5 is the appraisal. An appraisal is the bank's job to ensure you are not overpaying for your home or to look at what their value is in that home. They will go through and look at the comparable homes in the area. They will take into account any updates the sellers have made to their home, and they'll tell us their opinion of what the home is worth. Now, the lender does order the appraisal through a third-party website for an appraiser, so those cannot be directly chosen by the lender themselves. If you are paying cash for the home, you can choose whether or not to obtain an appraisal. And if you'd like to, and you don't have an appraiser, we are more than happy to offer you some suggestions of our preferred appraisers in this local market. Step 6 is the underwriting process. And again, if you are obtaining a loan, an important part of obtaining that loan is underwriting. After the appraisal, it's up to the lender to do all the work behind the scenes and to tell us when we are ready to sign and close. Then step 7 is the closing day, and that is time for us to sign the final paperwork almost a million times, along with having the title information to officially close on the home and for you to become the new homeowner. You will have any down payment, closing costs, and prepaid funds due at the time of closing. And again, any or earnest money deposits that you've paid previously will be credited back to you at this time. The average time to get from an accepted offer to that closing day is usually 30 to maybe 45 days and can typically be done in as little as 7 to 14 days if you are paying cash. And as you may have guessed, we have videos to explain and walk you through each of these steps as we go through them too. We don't expect you to retain everything here. A few more things we want to highlight for you are the fact that we will never talk you into a house, but we will certainly talk you out of one. So if we are walking through a house and see some concerns, we will definitely point those out to you. We are in tons and tons of houses constantly, and so we want to make sure that you are purchasing a solid home as much as we can tell for you. We also have a 100% full guarantee after living in the house for 60 days. If you move into the home and you decide it's not the right home or not the right area for you, we will sell it for free on our side. Just a note that you would still have to compensate the agent on the other side of the transaction. And of course, if we end up going down this road, we can help walk you through that as well. The only caveat here is that it is required to purchase a new home through us in order to satisfy this 100% guarantee program. Hopefully this helps solidify how important it is to us that we find you the right home the first time. We also have an I will not quit attitude for you. We never want you to feel like you are asking us too many questions or that you are bothering us or that we will quit because we're not able to find the right house for you. We have an I will not quit attitude for you. We work hard and want to show you that each and every day. We do send I have a buyer for your neighborhood letters if needed as well. So let's say maybe there's a favorite neighborhood that you've always wanted to live in, but no homes are currently for sale. We will work hard to canvass that neighborhood either through knocking on doors, sending letters and or postcards, etc., to let those neighbors know that we have someone that really wants to move into their neighborhood. We never know, but sometimes this has proven to drum up some options for our clients. We also want to point out that we work by referrals and recommendations, and it's important that we do a grand job for you. We'll cover how to best communicate with us from here on as we move forward. We have an important topic here for new construction as well. If you want to go into or see a new construction home or a home builder, please make sure to let them know that you are working with Allure Home Group as your real estate team so that we can look out for your best interests step by step throughout the process of the new construction as well. With any homes you may find that are for sale by owner, if you happen to drive by and see a sign that says for sale by owner, or you see it online or on a site somewhere, please make sure to have us make that initial phone call for you so that, again, we can ensure to look out for your best interests, help to gain access to any disclosures, and get that to you so we can go preview that home with our eyes wide open on any homes you may be interested in. The next step in the process is explaining the buyer agency relationship with real estate agents. We have the buyer agency excellent explanation sheet here as well. We want to make sure that you understand that we can show you any home that is for sale in our MLS, otherwise known as our multiple listing service, either by RE/MAX or listed by any other real estate company. We can show you homes by any builder and any new home community. And as I said before, any homes that are listed for sale by owner. Our income is determined on a commission basis. In other words, we get paid for producing satisfactory results for you. Until then, we work for free. And so we ask that we have a confidential relationship and that mutual respect and understanding from day one. It is our delight to represent you in the purchase of a new home as your buyer's agents, and we are in the process together. So you will see these forms that disclose agency and our relationship between you and us as your agents and team. As your agent and in completing the buyer agency form, all information given to us thus remains confidential. And that's the exact agency relationship that you want to have. So information is not given to the seller on any offer or in any situation that you would not want anything passed along. Your loyalty to us is greatly appreciated. And working together, we work as a team and we promise to give you 100% of our ability, resources, skills, and expertise. The only thing we ask for in return is your loyalty and open communication. We will be searching diligently for potential homes for you. However, you may occasionally learn of or find some on your own with your own searches too. And that's absolutely normal. If and when you do, please call us when you see a property that you wish to visit or tour. You'll be able to reach us right away. And in the event that we might be in a meeting or just on another call, feel free to leave us a message and or send a text and we'll respond to the request as soon as possible. If you do stop by an open house or a new home community, just let the on-site agent know that you are working with Grand Allure Home Group in the search for your new home, and feel free to give them our name and phone number to connect with for you as well. Together, we'll be successful in finding the right home for you. Most of the time, a seller will compensate us as your buyer's agent, and our compensation is greater than or equal to 3% of the purchase price. It's unusual to be much less than this, but it does happen. And in those cases, there may be a minimal cost to you as the buyer to properly compensate the difference. In any case, we always want to be fully transparent with you. And if there's ever a time that you'd like to ask us what compensation is being offered on a specific property, we can always advise you prior to seeing a home so you are well prepared and can factor in all things if or when placing an offer. So again, we will include these docs for you to review so you are well aware and go in eyes wide open on what this means for you in moving forward with us as your representatives. As your buyer's agents, this document is several pages long, and we ask you to review that and then sign it so that we may move forward in working with you as your buyer's agents. Now we want to highlight previewing homes in neighborhoods on the internet. It's very important to review this as it's really in your best interest to get to know the area you may move into. We'll set up an auto search, which sends emails of available homes possibly immediately when they're on the market, or a daily or weekly summary, etc. But we'll set this up to whatever is your preference. You can connect with us via that portal. You can send us notes on the MLS portal or favorite properties or ask questions, etc. We also recommend communitycrimemap.com as a fantastic place to get data about local crime stats. Google Street View and satellite view of homes or neighborhoods is wonderful, so you can view it just as if you were driving down or walking down that street. And make sure to click on the arrows to move up and down the street if Street View is not available. Sometimes you can use Google Earth or satellite views as well to zoom into what backs up to that home, what is nearby it, etc. Also, niche.com is a wonderful site to use, and that can give you cost of living information, school information, and more. And greatschools.org is wonderful as a resource for school grades as well. Be sure to check out driving directions and adding possible home or work addresses to try to see what commute times are during rush hour and non-rush hour times, as this can be extremely beneficial as well. Next, we will walk you through our buyer questionnaire. And here's an example on the screen, so you know it's not too tough. We want to be sure that we know what you are looking for. We want to know factors that may affect your search too, and ask questions such as, besides you, will anyone else be living in the home? Do you have pets? Do you have favorite stores or locations or gyms that you like to live nearby? Have you already talked to a lender, and are you pre-qualified or are you paying cash? Do you currently own or rent and or need to sell a home? Maybe what's your timeline to purchase, the price range, property details. So any styles, such as if you prefer a ranch or two-story home, the number of bedrooms, if you want a garage or not, and more. And then we also want to know your expectations. We want to ensure that we not only meet your expectations, but greatly exceed them as well. We must tell you that there are things likely to happen during the transaction. We'll walk you through being told by your lender maybe how much money to bring to the closing table, and when we have those contract dates due for earnest money deposit. Sometimes these can change, but we want to make sure that we put those in your calendar and work as smooth as possible towards closing day. It is very, very normal to become anxious or nervous or stressed or all of the above throughout the process. We are here for you, and hang in there. We'll get through this together. You will probably become irritated or annoyed with frequent and last minute paper requests, maybe from your lender or from the attorney. But again, this is very normal and we'll get through it. We will probably negotiate multiple times on this transaction, possibly including the purchase price, inspection terms, maybe the appraisal, and more. And again, this is all very normal. You will want to tell all your friends and family members about your experience on social media sites, but we highly, highly advise that you don't post anything until you close. You never know who is watching or searching on those sites. The mortgage company will pull another credit report on you a few days before even the day of your closing. This is normal, so we want to make sure that you are just watching to ensure that all your I's are dotted and T's are crossed behind the scenes throughout the process. Now, we've covered some frequently asked questions here as well, and some of those will be covered in our home buyer's guide. But we want you to know that these are frequently asked questions, and it is completely normal to have these questions throughout the process. If there's anything that we have not yet answered or off this list or anything else, please let us know. That's what we are here for. We thought it would be good to review some things you absolutely should not do when shopping for a home. So here we go. Do not trash talk the property in front of the owners or possibly in front of any cameras around. This can give away your negotiation power by speaking in the house. It's just likely these days to always assume you are being recorded. And although I know that's not ideal, just assume it just in case. Don't post your real estate thoughts on social media sites, as these can easily be viewed by others. Don't fail to realize it's possible to find that one you want the very first day you go out looking. It happens more than you think. And that you may find the ideal house the very first day or weekend that we start looking. So don't sleep on it in a hot market. If you sleep on it, you might not get to sleep in it. Don't wait to find the absolute perfect house. You will always be limited by income, zoning legislation, property taxes, and inventory at the time, and more. I know that I thought I would never live in a two-story home, and guess what? I live in a two-story home. We like to say, don't violate the 80-10-10 rule. If you haven't heard about this before, this rule says if you find a house that has 80% of what you were looking for, 10% of things you can change, and 10% of things you can live with, it's a keeper. Don't go window shopping and allow people to pull your credit report. Don't have unrealistic expectations. And speaking of that, don't believe what you see on HGTV and reality television. The majority of those shows are scripted, although they are fun to watch. And trust me, I'm a culprit of that too. Don't consider a short sale property if you want to be in control of the process or need to move immediately. A lot of times you are stuck on the bank's timeline and their schedule with those properties. Don't look for a home before being fully pre-approved for a loan. And we really try to work alongside you to make sure this doesn't happen because we don't want you to fall in love with the home. And then we find out you are not in a position to purchase it yet. That breaks your heart and ours. Don't get advice from your own home buying committee that has not purchased in the past year. The rules change almost daily, and that's what we are here for, to be your professional advisors and to look out for your best interest every step of the way. And we really, really, really advise against neglecting to get a home inspection. All right, moving on. Here are some top mistakes you can make while shopping and applying for a mortgage. So please be sure to review these. Don't change your name, quit, or change your job, buy a car, make any large purchases, etc. There are also mistakes you can make while working with a real estate agent. So don't talk to sellers directly rather than communicate through your agent. We always say loose lips sink ships. Don't tell your agent if you are allergic to animals as we are seeing homes. Make sure to tell us ahead of time so we can look out for you. Tell your agent what is most important for you throughout the process. Do not call or text other agents that you see on for sale signs. That can open a whole other can of worms while we are working for you as your buyer's agents. As you attend open houses and new construction homes, as we said before, make sure to let them know who your buyer's agent is as soon as you step through the door. Don't call at the very last minute to cancel appointments. We really try to keep our schedule open for you and also to make sure that we are respectful of the sellers of the homes we may be seeing. There's a lot that goes into cleaning a home and getting it prepared for a showing. Don't schedule a vacation prior to the closing, and especially a cruise, as it's very difficult to get in touch with you and or have the lender or attorneys or title reps get in touch with you as well as we are getting closer to that closing date together. Next, we will include a link for you to download our buyer's guide in the comments below. As we've said over and over again, these items are all wonderful to review and refer back to as they walk you through several questions in the buying process, common costs paid by the buyer, what title insurance is and homeowner's insurance too, what a home inspection should cover, and the typical home system lifespan, how to prepare to move, the benefits of working with Grand Allure Home Group, our core values, and then you'll see some sample documents such as an offer to purchase and contract. We don't want you to be surprised when you say, or when we say, do you want to write an offer on this home? And you know exactly what to expect, so it's at least somewhat familiar to you. Of course, this is a sample as we, or if and when we find the home you'd like to write an offer in on, we will fill in the blanks on these forms and send it to you to review. Last but not least, we do want to remind you that our work is hugely centered around our happy clients recommending us to their friends and family and coworkers. It's important for us to do a good job for you every step of the way. So please keep in mind for any friends, family members, and or coworkers that are possibly looking to buy and or sell too, and please pass our information along. That means the world to us and is our greatest compliment. If you have someone in mind already, feel free to click the link below and complete our form on our website, and we would love to reach out and assist them. We'd love to connect with them ASAP and share this information with them too. We are excited for the opportunity to be a part of your team moving forward, and we are excited to work with you. So let the fun begin. We hope you have a grand day from Grand Allure Home Group. Thank you.